Hi, everyone. Welcome back to God's Whispers. Have you ever felt like you were doing exactly what you should be doing? Maybe you're following a dream, you stayed loyal to a friend, you finally said yes to a big life change, and then out of nowhere, you feel like you hit a massive wall. That's kind of where we're at for the Gospel according to John, chapter 6. The disciples are in a boat. It's dark out and a storm hits. The wildest thing about why they're in the boat is not because they messed up or that they're lost, was that they obeyed. The disciples had just seen Jesus feed 5,000 people. Everyone was flabbergasted and excited about it. But Jesus then pulls back and says, I want to be alone, because the crowds seem to have wanted to force him to become a political king. So he sent the disciples ahead of him to Capernaum. So there they are, rowing across the Sea of Galilee. From what I was reading, it's about 700 feet below sea level. So they're surrounded by hills. This violent storm comes, and in the gospel, it says that they had rowed 3 to 4 miles already. So they're literally in the middle of the lake. They can't turn back, and they can't reach the shore yet. So through the darkness and through all of this raging water, they see a figure walking on the water. To be honest, I would think that I was not experiencing a miracle, but that I was seeing a ghost. They were terrified. Let's listen. When it was evening, the disciples of Jesus went down to the sea, embarked in a boat, and went across to the Sea of Capernaum. It had already grown dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea was stirred up because of a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming near the boat, and they began to be afraid. But he said to them, It is I. Do not be afraid. They wanted to take him into the boat, but the boat immediately arrived at the shore to which they were heading. The story ends with one detail that I feel like I love. Once they were glad to take him into the boat, they immediately reached the shore. I think the lesson from that is that Jesus doesn't stop the storm from coming. He walks right in the middle of the mess with you. He meets us at that hour when it feels the darkness. So if you're in the middle of that 3-mile struggle, remember you're not alone because you failed. You might be exactly where you're supposed to be, so Jesus can show you exactly who he is. I think journal prompts that would go along with this would be thinking about the disciples 3 to 4 miles out. Where in your life do you feel stuck in the middle of a difficult process? And then thinking about when the disciples were terrified, thinking it might have been a ghost. Is there some type of stormy situation in your life where you might be missing God's presence because you're too focused on the fear? And then finally, what does it look like to let Jesus into the boat with you for the specific stress that you're focusing on? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's whispers.